same crisis is happening to ABC, where healthcare costs are just out of control. If you had to guess, as a country, do we spend more on the military and building bombs and tanks, or more on the healthcare system? Wrong. Healthcare. 18% of our GDP. Isn't that crazy? Do we spend more on oil and gas or prescriptions? All right, I got that. But it's still, the first time I heard it, I would have thought, oh, probably oil and gas. Everything comes from oil and gas. No, prescription pills outspend oil and gas. That's a scary trend that is going the wrong way. And fortunately for all of us, is we work for a company that has chosen up to this point, because we can fix this problem really easily. We just say, goodbye self-insurance, we're going to go fully insured and all of y'all deal with it. And your $1,200 or $1,300 that you pay every year to buy our health care would turn into $4,000. Not our problem. Go figure it out. That's how we can fix this in one decision. We've decided not to do that because that just doesn't seem like the right thing to do at the time. And instead, let's give y'all and everyone the opportunity to participate in this game that we call health. And what better resource that you can have than Dr. Cate, who is a board-certified family medicine doctor. So who you go see for primary care when you're sick or you get your annual physical, that's what she did for 25 years. She was that person. She's got her MD from Rutgers University. She got a degree in biochemistry from Cornell. I think that's a good school, right? Yeah, seriously. She's consulted with athletes, including the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm sure most people in this room have heard the name Kobe Bryant before. She got him to drink bone broth and probably extended his career how many years. Same thing with Dwight Howard, another name that a lot of us secretly still love him, but we don't love us. God, we could have been good if we would have stayed, but anyway, that's not why we're here. So she commands a huge hourly rate that she charges people in the celebrity world and athletes. Y'all get her for free if you choose to engage with her. So, hope you enjoy this presentation. Go ahead.
Thank you, Charlie, for the introduction. So, we're going to talk about cures. What's the cure for thirst? Water. So wait, just almost say beer.
Over 3.
What's the cure for heartburn? Antacid, yes. What's the cure for strep throat? Antibiotic, yeah, sometimes. Penicillin, whatever. What's the cure for diabetes? Have any of you heard that message before, though? That diet, what else have you heard about? Anything else for diabetes? Some people say they've heard insulin. You guys are more involved. So, the insulin is a treatment for diabetes, but it does not cure it. It controls your blood sugar, but it makes you gain weight. It does not cure your diabetes. So, the cure for diabetes is diet. Now, we have an organization in this country called the American Diabetes Association. And they have one job: to fix diabetes in America. What do they say about diet? Well, they say there is no magic diet that can cure diabetes. Right on their website. This word magic, I take personally, because it is an insult. No one's looking for magic. Are we expecting magic? No. You know diets work. And it takes time. When they say magic, what they are doing is they are undermining the very concept that diet can cure diabetes. They are spreading misinformation, disinformation, really. And they are taking the sciences of biochemistry, cell physiology, nutrition, and shoving them into a cute little My Little Pony folder, so that they're kind of shaming anybody who really even believes or thought that diet might actually help diabetes. Why would they do that? Well, this is how much money they've gotten in the past 12 years, mostly from drug companies, hospital organizations, and medical organizations, who all make more money selling drugs. They are not farmers. There's not farmers supporting this, selling real food. And in that same 12-year period, we have their track record right here. This is how much good they've done. Diabetes has gone up 250% in America, from somewhere around 4% to somewhere around 10%. And that means that this lie that there's no magic diet that can cure diabetes has cost you or someone you love your money and health. You heard a little bit earlier about how, diabetes is one of the common health conditions probably, right, that costs the ABC a lot of money. And we're going to talk more about why it's actually the master health condition that costs the most money. But that the 1 in 7 healthcare dollars that are spent on diabetes, every 7 healthcare dollars, one of them is just for diabetes. That doesn't even count a more common condition called prediabetes. Has anybody heard about prediabetes? Okay, great. That's almost half. So prediabetes, we call something prediabetes when you have a fasting blood sugar between 100 and 124. We call something like diabetes when a person has a fasting blood sugar level of 125 or higher. But both prediabetes and diabetes have the same cause, the same dietary cure, and cause the same complications. So some of the common complications of diabetes we know of are like eye disease and nerve problems, kidney disease, and hypertension. You can have all that before you ever develop diabetes. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I found that 4 out of 5 people who have prediabetes, who have blood sugar in this range, had no idea that they had prediabetes. Their doctor just didn't tell them. And I can look back in their labs and I can see that years, 5 years back, sometimes even almost 10 years back. Their doctor didn't tell them they had a metabolic disease, so they didn't know anything was wrong. And I've even seen this happen a few times when people have full-on diabetes and really high blood sugars, but they had no idea. So why would that be? Why does it happen? So the reason that doctors talk about prediabetes and diabetes as though they are different diseases and kind of ignore this has to do with drugs, money, and how doctors think. So let me tell you a little story about, just to highlight how silly it is. So we call these 2 diseases by different names. Okay, so this is a analogy. So let's say you were at a family outing in Florida and you were doing some gator wrestling, as we do here in Florida. This is a little gator, but still, you really hurt your leg. So you want to go to the hospital. It's that bad. Your friend drives you to the hospital, and he takes you, when you get there, you hobble up and you see 2 doors, and takes you into the closer one, door number 1. You sit down, the doctor takes an x-ray, he comes back, does not show you the x-ray. He says, nothing wrong with your leg, try not to wrestle alligators for a little while, and if anything gets worse, come back and see me again. So you go home, and you're going about your business, walking around the house, and it's kind of getting worse. You wake up the next morning, and you walk to trying to go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, and as you're going there, your leg collapses underneath you, you fall to the ground, and you look and are horrified to see that your bone is now sticking out of your leg. So, back to the hospital. Family member takes you this time. And you go to that same doctor behind door number 1. You sit down, and he comes into the room, takes one look at your leg, and says, oh, that's a fracture. You're going to need surgery. I'm going to have to stick a pin in that thing, or it's never going to heal. And you say to the doctor, well, I was here yesterday. Why didn't you tell me something was wrong before it got to this state? And the doctor says, you don't understand, I'm a surgeon. What you had yesterday, I only do surgery, right? And I didn't have to do surgery on what you had yesterday. I don't do anything for pre-fractures. So I figured you'd be back if it got worse. Because pre, to go right into the name, these cases often turn into fractures. So that, of course, happened to you because you happened to go into this door number 2. If you had happened to go into door number 1 and maybe seen a doctor like me or me, back when I do that kind of thing, I would have taken an x-ray, brought the x-ray back to you so you could look at it with me and show me, oh, right there you have a hairline fracture, and what you need to do is non-weight-bearing crutches, maybe a walking boot, so that it doesn't get any worse. And your bones will naturally, you'll be good as new in 4 to 8 weeks. So that story sounds like ridiculous, right? But it is every bit as ridiculous to call prediabetes and diabetes by different names, because the effect is that doctors essentially ignore it until it's gotten worse. And why is that such a problem? So what we have here under the sugar is a picture, a photograph of, does anybody recognize? Okay. Thank you. I tried really hard. So, dark here, he is the dark overlord. Diabetes is the dark overlord of metabolic diseases. So what are these? This is obesity, cancer, Alzheimer's, heart attack, myocardial infarction, cerebrovascular accident, or stroke, and all kinds of inflammatory diseases. Now, you may not have realized that maybe obesity, you realize is a metabolic disease. Cancer, Alzheimer's, these other things, they actually are the offspring of the dark lord of diabetes. In my experience, nobody who has these is free of diabetes and prediabetes. The vast majority are in the prediabetes state, and some of them are in the diabetes state. So these conditions develop when you have prediabetes or diabetes, and they, in my experience, do not develop if you don't. So, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole ton more. I could go on about pregnancy complications and asthma and all kinds of chronic pain and migraines and thyroid disease. And that is why diabetes is driving healthcare costs, and getting a handle on it is so important. So, how many people are we talking about? Well, in the state of Florida. This is that big old lake, right? And this is a whale fish that's dead. Okay, so according to the CDC website, half of all adults in Florida have either diabetes or prediabetes, whether they know it or not. And that means that what is true of Florida is probably true of ABC, and that means that half of the people in this room have diabetes or prediabetes, whether they know it or not. And it means that you are on rails to develop those metabolic conditions. That the good news is if you can fix the diabetes, you're going to improve those too. And I forgot. So if we can do something about that, that's going to be really cool. So, you're supposed to be better by the third time, but I don't think I got enough. This is pretty good. Wine for my thirst. The other thing was which is that you can actually be normal weight and have diabetes or even pre-diabetes. And that's because there's something called metabolically obese normal weight, also known as skinny fat. And what it describes is that your body composition, even though your weight is normal, your bone and muscle mass is relatively low, and you have abnormally high composition of body fat. And so just because your weight is normal, basically, doesn't mean that you are at no risk at all of diabetes or any of those metabolic conditions. So that's so now, here we are. The American Diabetes Association says that there is no diet that can cure diabetes, but there is. 90% of the diet involves cutting out the most toxic oils and shifting around the time of day and the kind of carbohydrates that you eat. And when you do that, it works 100% of the time, in my experience. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you can snap your fingers and it's going to happen. I will help you with it. You will probably need a good deal of support, and that's what I'm for. But when you do that, it works 100% of the time. And it's not magic, it's just science. So I am asking you to be a part of the effort to knock diabetes out of ABC. And when you do that, you will be one of my heroes. Right now, half of all adults in this country are suffering from the health effects of diabetes or prediabetes. And the people who are in charge of doing something about it, the American Diabetes Association, the government, the hospitals, the doctors, are all saying, we can't fix diabetes, we don't know what to do. Well, it would be the most inspiring and unlikely story if a small family-owned company and all its team members were to say to all you people who are standing around with your hands in your pockets saying, we don't know what to do about diabetes, we can't fix it. We said, we can. We can fix diabetes. We will. And when we do it, we get to say we did. That can be our story. And if we all join together, we can, and in this effort to knock diabetes out of ABC, we can be doing something extraordinarily important, because the effect on the health of people across the country, the effect on improving their lives will be incalculable. People will take notice of us. And it all started with you. So our letters can beat their letters. Okay? The ADA couldn't cure diabetes, but ABC can. Why? Because we don't mess around. We only deal in extraordinary. And if we can accomplish this, it will be extraordinary. That's why I'm here. So what do you do? Can you do? Hopefully that you was thinking about being part of something extraordinary. Well, what you can do is when you go to your doctor and you get your annual physical, you normally do some blood tests. One of them is the fasting blood sugar. You can find out what is your number. Don't take their word for it if they say everything was normal. Find out the blood sugar number, and if it was 90 or higher, you may have prediabetes. There's some follow-up testing that needs to be done to determine that, and I can do that. I can even arrange to get the blood testing in the first place if that's what you would like. And if you want to meet with me, this is the website. It's a scheduler, it will, you can set up an appointment time by phone or in person to meet with me. Now, if you already know that you do have diabetes or prediabetes and you have a doctor, I can work with that doctor. I can help manage your medications. And if that doctor, what I mean is if that doctor is not helping you with diet, I can do that and I can work with them. So please take advantage of this, because even if you don't think there's anything wrong, why not find out? You know? And it's so important to know this number and whether or not you really do have diabetes because of what it says about your risk for all these other conditions and your ability to improve whatever other health conditions you have with diet. So, of course, whenever you work with me, everything is 100% confidential. We have to say that because, you know, I'm not sharing this information with anybody at ABC. As with any other doctor, we are legally bound to silence. We can't share anything at all unless we've gotten your written permission to do so. And there's no reason to do that unless you want me to send it to a doctor. That's one thing I would say. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is healthy choice. So we have a wellness program here at ABC. A lot of companies have wellness programs where they, help give you some activities and maybe a little bit about diet. But ours is really souped up and amped up. We have meat. We're going to have a lot of other components. We have actually a chef at the ABC headquarters, and we're going to be doing some classes that I invite you guys to watch on my YouTube channel, which is The Chef Macy and Dr. Cate Show. All this information, the links and everything are available. If you go to One Stop and just put in the words Dr. Cate Tile, you should find my tile. And I have all these resources, a whole bunch of stuff online in addition to this, but I would recommend that you maybe just try to, if you want to see me, you can favorite it on your bookmarks right now. And so I wanted to say one thing about the choice part of healthy choice. Even though it's a dietary cure, we're not promoting any one particular diet, right? There's a lot of diet wars out there, the vegans versus the paleo versus the carnivore versus the seafood diet. If I see it, I eat it. No matter what diet you follow, cutting out those vegetables, shifting around to the carbohydrates is going to bring you 90% of the benefit. You do not have to avoid meat. You do not have to eat meat. It's it's like an agnostic diet. We don't have any like belief structure that you have to have one diet. So I just wanted to say that. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention is that we have healthy choice. We want to know what's important to you in a wellness program. So that's why we've left these little 2-question survey. And hopefully the pencils are still there. If you need a pencil, there's some more. And these are things some of you'll magically bring you more. And if you notice, it's fill in the blank. We didn't want to give you any leading questions or leading ideas. We just really wanted to let you think about it, and we're going to read every single one of these and try to do what we can to make as many of you as possible happy. And this is my resource. Oh, yes. So the other thing is...
Passed them out. There's just a couple.
So I passed out a resource page which has, I can get anyone who's interested. So the reason I created a little resource page with a bunch of video links and documentary, movie, journalistic links. It looks like this. Because what I'm saying about diet is very controversial. I realize that. I actually had to learn everything that I learned in medical school about diet, which was, saturated fat makes you fat, and salt causes hypertension, and cholesterol clogs your arteries. And more doctors are realizing that same thing, that that's wrong. And we just need to get the vegetable oils out of people's diets and focus targeted on that primarily, and also with the carbs, what I mentioned. But the vegetable oils is what's been killing us. These are highly toxic, refined, super high in this molecule called polyunsaturated fat, which is unstable, drives inflammation. And when we talk about fat and what's good and bad, we use long, scary sounding terms like saturated and polyunsaturated. And that part of the reason is that so many people have heard opposite things about fat and which one is good and bad is because it is a chemical issue. And doctors mostly don't remember the biochemistry that we're supposed to learn to get into med school, like, normal people. I'm not normal. I remember it because I went to Cornell for it, and I really loved molecules and things. But most of the nutrition science is determined by statistics, right? Statistics. You can't do science by statistics. You can't. It's like doing science by democracy. It doesn't work that way. You can't create gravity because a bunch of people voted on it. It's not like that. So you have to understand. Doctors would have to understand pretty deep biochemistry, be comfortable going against what we all learned in medical school. But the reason this is here is because when I started this, I was like the only doctor in the entire Hawaiian island chain to recommend that my patients eat butter and stay away from canola oil and Wesson oil, which, by the way, the old-time cowboys on the islands, they used Wesson oil to tan their leather for their saddles, right? Because it preserves things. It polymerizes, preserves, makes it shiny. Not good for your art. It's great for floors and saddles. There's more and more doctors now available, and many, many documentaries and journalists and interesting podcasts and so on. And that's what's on this resource list here, which is also going to be posted on the Dr. Faith tile. So does anyone have any questions from our last 2 minutes?
What made you use 90 plus for the sugar there with the diabetes in 1.24?
Right, so it's very good you were paying attention. So I said that we call it pre-diabetes when your fasting is over 100, but I want to see you if it's over 90. Why the discrepancy? Well, because blood sugar fluctuates up and down, and when your body starts to lose control of blood sugar when you're developing diabetes and pre-diabetes, you can go in an hour period from a blood sugar, maybe wake up with a blood sugar of 110, but when you go to the blood testing site, you're actually burning energy, burning sugar. So it can drop your blood sugar level down. And so it's just like a more sensitive, right? So that's why I do the secondary test. The secondary test can tell us if it's really important or not. You really have a problem. Very good question.
So, why are you so special? What made you think you could fix this?
Well, my mommy said I'm special. But I think I'm special because I've seen it happen, right? That's the main thing, is I've seen it happen. And what am I talking about? When people have their blood sugar numbers high or their cholesterol numbers off, or other metabolic problems, and they do what I say, the numbers get better. And we can test it, follow up on some of these in as little as 3 months. And so what I love doing is helping you understand what's going on inside your body. What do those numbers mean? So I love getting the numbers and sitting down with people and helping you understand what does it all mean? How does your diet tie to this? And how is it going to tie to your health?
So the reason I asked the question of her, why does she think she's so special and how does she know she can do this? She's unique, and I think I've come to realize this in working with her just in day-to-day with our insurance and wellness information. Because of her biochemistry background, what it does is it gives her the skill set to be able to understand how your body processes foods. So she has the ability to take her blood work, look at it. She knows how your body's going to process those foods. So she can work with those markers to help bring them back in line. It creates basically an individualized plan based on your biometric markers that can help you become healthier. And I learned that, and I think it was helpful to know and would be helpful for everybody else to
I
know.
have a question, especially when you talk about chemical makeup. Now, what you're saying about the diet stuff, I truly do believe, I mean, diabetes runs in my family, so I mean, I truly do believe it can be controlled. What I wanted to ask, does what you're suggesting work for every ethnicity? Because our makeups are different.
That's a great question. Does what I'm suggesting work for every ethnicity? And the answer is easy, yes. We all have fundamentally the same biochemistry, that level of the molecules. So absolutely. Very good question. Thank you for it. Yeah, so, okay, so John's bringing up a good point that when we talk about diabetes, we say that it runs in our family, and what does that really mean? In my experience, it means that you guys all eat the same way, and, you have maybe a slight genetic predisposition, but it doesn't mean it's